So here, finally, after about 10 weeks of waiting, I've got my 23andme results have come in. I just checked it randomly. They didn't seem to email me to say that they were ready. But so what I've done is I've got these results have come in, and I've read through it all. I've probably spent a good couple of hours on it. Take me some time to digest what it's actually saying. And also not drawing conclusions from it that aren't there. So obviously the first thing I went to was the haplogroup analysis. You've got this one up here, which is I changed the standard one rather than so no surprises there. It's saying 93% Ashkenazi, 5.8% broadly European. No surprises at all. 0.2% East Asian Native American. I'm not entirely sure what that means, and it's very small anyway. I do like chicken satay, so that's probably where it comes from. You've got this one here, this tab here, family and friends. Now this is interesting. This is the bit I found to be most revealing. So we've always known that, according to my mother, who knows the genealogy of the family quite well, another branch of the family, some made it to Glasgow and some headed for New York on a different ship, and mother claims to have the manifests for that. That was my great-grandfather Carl's brother. My mum has done some genealogical research showing that there are some Edelmans over there, but never really got very far with it. And lo and behold, when we look at the genetic results, these people haven't opted in into sharing. So there's a second or third cousin, 1.5% shared. He hasn't updated his profile to see, where he is in the world. It could be anywhere. But down here we are getting into some second or third cousins, which means that we must have shared a great grandfather. And third cousin would have been a great great grandfather. So that seems to concur with the theory that a whole branch of the family made it over there. And lo and behold, we've got a woman there whose name is Edelman. And there's a Zuckerman. I don't know, it's probably names get changed, obviously. And if you go to the map view here and you put the clustering bit on, lo and behold, it does indeed support this theory that the whole bunch of the family ended up in New York and possibly fanned out from there. The surname view analysis, which is I put in all the surnames that are known in my family, and everybody else does it, and this kind of clustering analysis comes up back with the name Kaplan. I'm not aware of any Kaplans in the family, but Levine, Cohen, Greenberg, these are all kind of names. Levine was a particularly big name in the Glasgow Jewish community, so that's quite interesting. Moving on to drug responses. Yeah, so I went through all of this, and it's telling me that proton pump inhibitor metabolism is rapid. Warfarin sensitivity, so I suppose I'm not going to be too much into it, but it's something to bear in mind if I ever end up on these drugs for any particular reason. Inherited conditions. Now, this is quite revealing. So, it's come back with Bloom syndrome, Tay-Sachs disease. Now, I never got tested for Tay-Sachs because when I got married, my fiancée had been tested and knew she didn't have it, so we didn't bother. But this is obviously something to bear in mind, that Tay-Sachs, which is highly prevalent in the Jewish community. I am apparently got the present, got the gene for it. Also something called Bloom syndrome, which is even rarer than Tay-Sachs. Apparently, there are only 300 cases worldwide. Apparently, I've done some research on it, and it's extremely rare. It's highly improbable I would have a child with somebody that did have it, but it obviously is quite a serious one to watch out for because it causes childhood cancers and things like that. So that is quite interesting, and presumably my sister has that as well. Traits, kind of interesting. Alcohol flush reaction. Well, I don't turn red when I drink alcohol. Bitter, I can't taste bitter things. Blonde hair, 10% chance. Earwax type, wet. Yeah. Eye colour is likely to be brown. That's true. Hair curl, slightly curlier hair on average. It's true. Lactose intolerance, likely intolerant. That's interesting. Male pattern baldness. Muscle performance, I'm a likely sprinter. Yeah, well, that's bollocks, obviously. Smoking behaviour, if a smoker likely to smoke more. Kind of agree with that. Um, Everything else is typical. Pain sensitivity decreased is kind of notable. But that's with low confidence associated with it. Birth weight, height. It says I'm not likely to be of average height, etc., etc. Now, what I did was I then paid another £100 and I did my DNA fit. So you go through a token exchange process here, and this is kind of part of the genealogical stuff. This is kind of like why I did it. Wanting to know definitively what diet it recommends. Now, this is what I did it for, right? And it's quite interesting. So, do the diet report. Right. So this is so we'll learn optimal diet type, carbohydrates and saturated fat, sensitivity, detoxification ability, antioxidant requirements, vitamin micronutrient needs, salt, alcohol, caffeine, lactose tolerance, celiac predisposition. Loads of legal bump on this. Right. Optimal diet type for weight management, increase antioxidants and fiber, decrease salt, refined carbs and sugars, and grilled meat. Cutting out the Turkish, then basically watching out for lactose intolerant, possible predisposition to celiac. Fast metabolizer of caffeine, sounds about right. Carbohydrate sensitivity, high. Now that's very interesting because my father, who basically has been genetically obese his entire life, says avoid starches and carbohydrates. So this would tend to concur with that. This is where it's getting interesting because consume a maximum of 8% per day calories through refined carbohydrates. That's to be set against the figure that MyFitnessPal recommends. So I really need to be turning the carbs right down even further, staying away from the pasta, increasing the lean protein, staying away from the Turkish. And do you fancy having one now, actually, I'm talking about it? Got reports in here, which I have to read through. Fat sensitivity, weight management. It's telling me to stay away from saturated fat. I have to read this much greater depth. I've just got a detoxification ability. Phase 1, risk of DNA damage from smoked charcoal grilled meat. This is an interesting one. Antioxidant need raised, which means I need even more of them. I don't like them anyway. Antioxidant found in vegetables, fruit. I wonder if eating a packet of Rebels will work. Right, that's 5 a day in it. Omega-3 needs normal. Vitamin B requirement normal. Vitamin D normal. Salt sensitivity. How does sodium increase? This is raised. High blood pressure. Extra careful with sodium salt. It's basically go on the low salt. You don't use twice as much of it. Alcohol responds, but I don't drink anyway, so I'm not bothered about that. Caffeine sensitivity. Lactose intolerant high. Which is normal for ashenazi Jews. Now here's an interesting overall nutrient summary and guidelines. So this is saying what I need in comparison to the recommended RDA. So it's saying I need to have more B6 than normal. I need to have a lot more vitamin C, quite a lot more vitamin C, which is interesting. The infographic report. So this is quite good because this kind of summarizes the whole thing on one sheet. So it's telling me not to bother with the Mediterranean type, but go low carb. I'll have to think about this quite a lot. It's not saying do low fat either. The DNA fit up here is like, if you want to be an athlete, I'm more power than endurance. If I want to be an athlete, but I'm no interest in doing that anyway. VO2 max response is high. Recovery speed, nothing abnormal. Again, salt sensitivity, as we said earlier on, caffeine sensitivity is fast. Salt sensitivity, quite like this one. Detoxification ability. What's that saying there? Detox fast. Which we need, vitamin D need. antioxidant need. Yeah. So calling out that one. Quite a nice summary, this one. I quite like this one. You can book an expert consultation rather than just sort of like trying to figure out your way on your own. You can get some assistance with it. This is quite nice, actually, this meal planner one. So it gives you like an Excel spreadsheet for an extra fee, actually, and suggests the sorts of things that you should be eating. He gave me an Excel spreadsheet, actually, with all the things that you could buy and links to them in the Waitrose catalogue and the Asda catalogue and the Caddo catalogue, which is quite good because then you can then kind of look at them and you can then click a button and they can like put them into your Tesco favourites or your Caddo favourites. But if you find something that's recommending that you quite like, then why not, eat it?